Hi everybody, this is Karak with Angry Centaur Gaming, and today I'm going to do a walk the walk for Kingdom Come Deliverance. Now if you guys know anything about this game was on Kickstarter. It really garnered a lot of support due to its graphics and the way they went about explaining how they were going to do their game world. And how they're going to do their game world is they really didn't like the settings of, let's say, Skyrim and so forth, where all the creatures were very close to one another, all the locations were just right around the corner. So they decided to do a very detailed but super large area for their quest. However, they don't have any of that now. Right now what they've got is simply basically the actual, I guess what you call it, world, the land itself. So what we're going to do is we're just going to jump in and we're going to see graphically how that looks. And it loads very fast. Alright. Okay, so the first thing I just noticed was breezes hit the grass at different speeds, which is pretty insane. Oh, no, actually, okay, watch this. Rip, rip. So what I thought was a breeze, which would have been something like this, where you saw the grass move at different speeds due to breeze and propagation of wind, or not propagation, but progression of wind across grass. That's not actually going on. That looks to be a bug. But overall, let's jump in here and look. Now, you've heard me talk before and in the past about texturing and how it's usually flat with barely any grass. That was a breeze right there, and that looked really good. Breeze, a lot of times, doesn't, well, it almost never just blows the grass one way. It usually has what's called a shiver effect, where you see that, where it moves and shivers a little bit. That's really, really cool. They did a really good job with that. They've also done a good job with multiple different types. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different types of plants. It's funny, they don't need to do a ton, but when you change things up and when you add different graphics and add very small things to a larger picture, it can make the brain, it can confuse the brain on purpose. That's the way nature is, you know, any flat surfaces, as I showed you in GTA 5, where they had the tiling, where far off you saw the grass repeat itself. So this kind of game will most likely not have that, because even if they don't really go crazy with the amount of foliage in the game, they can break it up and they can confuse the mind and the eye, and that's how it looks more natural. Well, hello. Can I talk to him? Talk to me, sir. A peppernickel for your thoughts. Okay, first of all, he looks pretty cool. He's got a little bit of a Warhammer look to him with the double-colored pantaloons. So I guess we're just going to walk around here. First of all, though I am recording, I'm getting anywhere down to 40 frames per second. I've got a 9800 GTX. For an unoptimized technical alpha, that's fairly good. I'm not unhappy with that, because I am recording using OBS and not using Shadowplay. Shadowplay has an issue right now for me with this game. But look at that. That looks surprisingly clean. What I mean by that is, for example, the first thing, let's look at the trees. So see the shadows in the trees? When I move, they don't flicker, they don't adjust. That means that they've got a really solid bit of ambient. They've got some ambient occlusion on there for sure. But they've got a good solid calculation going on that doesn't seem to be confused by visual shifts. And their LODs are good too. If you notice the trees, how they draw in, we're going to go, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk straight up this. I wish I could go slower. That's run, holy shit. So this is walk. It's actually pretty fast. But if you watch how the trees draw in, that is very good drawing. That is, I think Far Cry 4 on the next-gen systems and the PC did draw in very well. This looks to be easily equal to that. And again, remember, this is an alpha. Once again, now, we're just going to look here at the foliage. And of course, I am covering foliage. There's my dog, Lau. Hey, Lau. As I'm covering foliage here, I'm doing that because, you know, this is an alpha. They don't have a lot of gameplay. So we're just going to look at the graphics engine. You'll see the breeze here. You'll see different plants. And you'll see they put them down and together in a different form. And they're all actually growing up and to the left, up the bank. They're not just straight up. They actually look like they're bending in the wind. They did a really good job. See that breeze? That's pretty cool. They could turn it down a little bit, the breeze, so and it would probably behoove them, make it look a little bit better. But so now we're just going to go down into the valley. Beehives. And listen. Oh, and see the bees? Oh, very cool. Hope I don't get stung here. So again, this game is based more on realism than the Elder Scrolls series and stuff like that. So it may not be for everybody. And in fact, it reminds me of maybe Mountain Blade. Once it gets everything done, it would remind me of a Mountain Blade that had far more in-depth role-playing aspects, but also battle. So it's going to be, and I don't know if the battles are going to be that big. I don't think they are. But it's just the game world, how it looks, and some of the stuff you can do. A mixture almost of those. But that's very cool. Yeah, they did a good job there. Okay. So, again, a ton of foliage. You know, something like this is not going to be available, as we've seen on the next-gen systems. They're just not going to... Oh, there was some... I don't know what to term that. Chicken drawing? Chawing? There's some chawing, guys. Some chicken drawing. But, let's go ahead and check out... Wow. Other than that little glitch right there, that actually looks fairly real. So, this is a good scene. We're just going to stick here and look for a second. This is a scene that you have multiple things going on where a lot of people wouldn't realize that you actually do. What you've got is various different animals doing all different kinds of things. You have them stopping, going different ways, doing different activities, and they're interacting both within open spaces and closed spaces like grass and on the actual normal area. They can clip. I just saw that. So... these are they're basically non-collision creatures right now, which is pretty much expected. But you see this really nice picture of the environment, and I got to tell you, you guys know how excited I get about good graphics and stuff. They've done a really spectacular job. This is just a great scene because it shows the near, which is like the person here, and whose feet actually, for the most part, are touching the ground, which is rare in a lot of games. He seems very good in his pathing. See that? You've got the creatures. You've got another guy over to your left. You have the close, which is to our right here with these guys. I don't want to move too far because I want to get this all in one picture. To the left, you got the pantaloons swinging. You can hear some wood being chopped. And then you have the farther off and the mid and the farther off view. And I don't see any mistakes. That's very surprising to me, but I don't see any... I'll just say this. I don't see any overt mistakes. Thatched roof. See some movement there in the shadows, but nothing that you wouldn't expect. Now we're in the dirty and muddy corral here. Yeah, see, something like this. Oh, and a tree house. Or a birdhouse, I'm sorry. Yeah, wow. That is... To be running at this frame rate, of course... Oh, what's this guy? Is that a lance? No, it's a fishing pole. Whoa. So they may have a job system right now. Either that or they just gave him a fishing pole. The line's a little fucked up, but it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Oh, and speaking of fishing, here's this chick right here. She's like, I'm about ready to go beat my husband. I found him with the maid. Graphically, really cool. They've got a sun-bleached look. I would like a little bit more contrast in the grass, so it's really hard to tell if ambient occlusion is working on this. But right here, this looks fairly good. Water looks fairly good. Something odd with the reflection right there in the floor of the water itself, the bottom of the water. But it's amazing when you think about it, what graphics are available. Also, positional sound. I have some nice surround sound, Sennheiser, whatever the fuck you call them, headsets. This is my first from that company. I usually go with a higher brand, but this is considered fairly good. And positional audio is actually really good right now. Yeah, that looks good too. They've got actually a lot of stuff going on. You know? I mean... Am I scaring away? Here, let's do something. If I go over here... Okay, here's something crazy. Watch this. And this is just me being anal and noticing something. Chickens going one way. I go over here. They don't move like they're scared, but they all go the other way. It's a very... I wonder why that is. That is odd. I've noticed that's 3 times now where I've noticed that they change. So strange. Let's see what this guy will say something. Or he won't. Hello, young master. What is your wish? I have no mouth, but I can still speak. Okay. So, getting a little bit of a look here at their HUD. And by looking at their HUD, even though this is an alpha, you can see perhaps what they're going to be doing with the game itself. Health, stamina, exhaustion, stamina and exhaustion. Those are a little bit cumbersome because those are pretty close to being the same. But it shows you different, it can show you like how many different spots there'll be on a person for putting clothes on them and stuff like that. Go to the buy here. Let's see what these do. Let's go with item info. St. John's wort, the king of all medicinal plants, purifies the blood and dispels dropsy and kidney stones. So it's funny. Currently, it looks like what they've done is chosen a fairly generic explanation for all the items. So we're probably not going to, because there's no system inside for forging. All right, so let's go back out into the forest a little bit. There's some smoke. Oh, we got a chance to check out fire first. Looks like no forging. Whoa, that was odd. So, like a magnet, I'm sucked up into this. Watch this. I'm sucked up into the fire. That's weird. That looks okay. Doesn't look great. All right. Now, I'm hoping to find a larger body of water. We're just going to run here. Again, look at that foliage. Draws it really well. This is a game that I think is going to be really exciting on the graphical front. And if they can back it up, that's done fairly well. A little bit of low textures here. If they can back it up, I think we're in good shape. Now, anti-aliasing, I do have on, I believe, let's look here. I've got everything set high. Shadows, textures. Oh, here we go. Alright, so like I told you guys, I have a 980 GTX. We're going to see how that works, because we're going to crank the shit out of everything. So guys, that was actually the way the game looked on fairly low settings when it comes to some of the vegetation and stuff. So this is going to be pretty crazy. So you may see the graphics reset here for a second. I don't see a huge difference. Except I swear to God, this grass looks worse. Okay, no. So, I changed the LOD on the graphics, which means... Oh, look! There's a river. I wonder if I can get there. Which just means they're drawn out farther. And I haven't seen a huge drop in the frame rate, which is fucking all kinds of odd. Oh, there's an invisible barrier. So what we're going to do is jog this. Music's really good. There's definitely ambient occlusion there. Looks really good. And then just look at this, guys. Look. So, in a lot of games, what actually ends up looking poor is when grass or towns meet forest. That's just the way it is. If you go into... I'm just going to use Elder Scrolls Gothic. I'll use that. Risen. No. Piranha Bytes games, occasionally, some of them. But any of these big adventure games where, you know, you're traveling across long distances, the plain and simple fact is, let's be honest, most forests don't look like full forests. They look like trees, right? And there's usually not even an extra grass. You know, there's usually not much extra grass. But look at this. That's impenetrable forest, guys. That is fucking phenomenal looking. That is like what you see out in your backyard when you were a little kid, and how grass meets forest and it becomes... And the reason why that is, you guys got to realize this, is that most games on purpose will put their foliage for trees too high to allow for visibility and stuff like that. Even Morrowind and Oblivion do that. Even Skyrim has done that in past, when you're playing it and you're like, you know what, this should be almost impervious to me. I should almost not be able to see this. In real life, because of bushes, mid, high, and low levels of grass and foliage, you get this mix in real life. That is impenetrable green. And then when we go towards it, it's when you see the breaks. Look at that. That is fucking spectacular. spectacular looking. Let's see if we can go in. And we can. Oh, wow. Damn. Guys, I rarely get impressed, but I am spectacularly impressed by what they've done here. That is absolutely... Water's a little cheesy. That is absolutely phenomenal. This looks a little bit too cultured, like perhaps a runner's path at your local park. Cultured path. Holy shit. Oh, well, this guy does live here. Or chick. Dirty chick. I hit to talk to her. Nothing's happening. You don't want to talk to me, lady? Hello, lady? Nope. Oh, wow. Okay, so in here, this is great. They've done a really good job. It doesn't look like they're using dynamic lighting to impart the effect of what happens with your eyes. When you go into areas, your eyes change, your pupils dilate. Going in and out of light, your pupils will dilate. They'll change their shapes to see more. And one thing I've noticed is that's a little too bright in there. Would be darker. You come in, it doesn't get brighter, so it's all one like light level. But for an alpha, it's totally fine. It's just a new thing. Whoa, start Alchemy. We're gonna do that in a second. Now here's another very cool thing. You've got the thatched roof, and aside from the opening, which is on purpose, it allows smoke out and stuff from the fire. You can see that's very well made. It's dark and dense. They've done a good job. And then over here on the sides, above the stone, you can see outside. So let's see. Guys, you know what? I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's awesome. That is not just a texture. You're actually seeing through this thatched siding here into or out of the area. It's underneath this roof here. Very cool. Very cool. See, guys, this is why, gaming, it's so funny, because though I talk about graphics, fun is what matters. However, when a game looks like this, this is going to sound weird, but just bear with me. When a game looks like this a lot of times, this early, as long as they don't continue to push that, what it does allow is it allows the developers to sort of sit back and say, okay, we've got it looking this good, now let's throw some gameplay in there. And I do believe in the past, when we've seen those games come forward that look just amazing and are amazing game players and become games of the year and that kind of thing, it usually starts looking good right away because it sort of removes a little bit of that worry from people. It's funny because I feel that way about Dragon Age, which even though I don't love it, graphically, I as you've heard me talk about the nature and stuff like that, and the environments always looked amazing, and I feel that they've looked amazing since like the first time we saw a video, and I think sometimes that does. It allows the developers to go like, okay, it looks good. The environment, at least in that game, looks good. Now we can, we've got that part done. We've got to sort of hammer it in, and boy, this game seems to have it hammered in. Oh, look at this. I can use the bellows. That is fucking wicked. That is awesome. Okay, so unfortunately, the hourglass. Oh man, this is going to be in depth for Alchemy. Let's see if we can use anything. Oh no, bellows. Do I have anything in my inventory though? I probably don't. So, yeah, I don't. Damn it. Skip time. I don't have any ability to do... Oh, draw potion. What? Let's do it. This is cool. Wait. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Alright, draw potion. There we go. Okay, so we grab some water. Okay, put the water in. Man, this is the type of game I could get into. Water and oil? What? Water... What? I think these are the base components. And what I should actually be doing... What I should actually be doing is... Well, I can boil water. Yeah, they're the base components, so we'll get out of here. What I should actually have is stuff from, let's say, when I have, you know, walked around, grabbed items and stuff. But overall, still very cool. It looks like their alchemy is going to be super in-depth. Holy shit. My friends. Look at that. Dragon's Dogma. Okay, so I'm probably going to end right around here. In Dragon's Dogma, one of the things that they told people right away is that the nighttime was going to be dangerous and it was going to be super dark. Let me tell you guys, that is some cool shit right there. I'm super impressed by this. I am just absolutely impressed. Graphically, it looks to be on its way to being one of the next gen, on PC even, the next gen, you know, where they don't really get a generation to say, oh, this is next gen, but a lot of us explain it in the way of saying that it's beyond anything in the current generation of games. You could say the current year of games, 2015, for example. This is just crazy awesome. I mean, there's some shit going on here. Shadows, look at those shadows. They're all drawn really well. They all react to the firelight incredibly well. Now, I'll say that the fire, you know, if you want me to poke at a couple things, the fire looks fairly cheesy. It's definitely a placeholder. And you've got some fairly... It looks good, though, but you've got some moss here. But you guys can't tell me... that's 2D. The moss is like 2D. It looks like a texture. You can't tell me, guys, that if I was sitting here... I wish I could figure out a way to crouch. Might not be a button for that. That this wouldn't look like Lord of the Rings, you know? I mean, like a bunch of people sitting around. Yeah, very cool. So graphically, that's what this is about. Graphically, I'll say that this game has a lot of stuff going on for it. It's got a foliage system that I think is fairly impressive, and though it has a couple glitches here and there, overall it looks good. Though I've only seen 3 or 4 animal types, bees, birds, chickens. I didn't see cats or anything like that. Though I've seen only a couple, they look really good, though they are basically, there's no collision detection on those. They still look good and they add a really good amount of atmosphere. When it comes to the difference, basically the sheltered kind of graphics, the foliage of a forest, which offers shelter from the environment, or offers shelter, I'm sorry, from the extremes like rain, snow, wind, and the open areas, the combination and the mixture of those two looks absolutely phenomenal. When you're going into a forest, I mean, guys, I mean, you can argue with me, you know, and I'm open to that, but overall, I think it just looks, that switch over looks great. And now in the forest at night, phenomenal. I passed time, so what I'm going to do is, if you guys remember, I passed time when I was, holy shit, I've got nothing, I've got no torch. Let's, what I wanted to do was pass time for you real quick and do one quick run around. I don't have a torch or anything, guys. I've got some blue hose. Hello, pip pip. Okay, I'm gonna go by memory here. There's no fire. I don't remember this water. I don't want to get too lost. Wow. Okay, let's... Oh. There we go. There's the side of the... There we go. Okay. Now... So that character isn't in here that I can see. Sleeping. What we're going to do real quick is we're going to pass time so that we can go outside and we can do one more walk. And we'll pass time twice. We'll exit. Yep. Jesus, that's awesome. Still dark. Pass time. Pass time. I'm thinking these might just be hours. I mean, that's the way it should be, but... Okay, it is. I have to say, I'm further and further impressed by what they've got going on with their time scale, which graphically is a big deal to me. as long, you know, if it's right or close to right. It's one of the first things I change in Skyrim is the overall time scale. I'm one of those kind of people that really is bothered by the time scales that are too short, and it feels like, you know, you're 700 days pass in an hour. And we'll do 2 more. And a normal night without the light from a city should be... Okay, yeah. So we're getting to more... You can see there was a little bit of a dawn light there. So we'll do... This should be, depending on how they do dawn. Whoa, no, that's still... No, that's... Oh, well, hello. She doesn't want to talk to me. Damn. We'll do 2 more. What also might be happening is this might not be an hour. I might need to make something. I won't waste your guys' time if that's... Here, let's do bellows. Because these probably waste time, I'm assuming. And then we'll pour some wine in there. Nothing like boiled wine. I don't know what we're doing. Blood. And then 1 hourglass. Well, might need to trigger time passing, I guess. I don't know. Holy shit, or not. Well, I guess I won't be able to show you guys more time or more daytime stuff unless I reset it. But that's fine. Overall, I just have to say, guys, really excited. I'd like to know what you guys think. You know, are you guys as impressed graphically with this as I am? Especially for an alpha. I think it's always right to remember that something's an alpha. So anyway, that's it for me. I hope you guys liked the video. This was really fun. This was one of those games, a little bit like GTA and definitely like Far Cry, where I've just been impressed with what I've seen graphically. And it's even more so when you consider this an alpha. So anyway, thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Peace out. And I'm gonna go and continue my trip. It's dark. It's dark in here.